Good morning, faithful followers. Woke up perfect again today. I wonder what it's like to be other people.
2 hours later.
Good morning, girlies. Happy Fresh Face Friday. Hashtag woke up like this. Hashtag love my life. Hashtag no makeup. The goods in the mail. I just got a package from both Typology and Salt New York, my good friend Kiki, and so I am going to be sharing with y'all the new colors from Salt New York as well as the new mascara from Typology, and we're going to be doing like a low makeup, no makeup look that is, I mean, it has to be, because this mascara, even though it's a tubing mascara, is the chillest mascara I have ever seen. So if you're a person who gets frustrated with tubing formulas because they're heavy and you want something that's really effortless looking, I've even complained about that in the past, because when I do something that I want to look really effortless, tubing mascara tends to suddenly look like makeup. Then definitely stay tuned till the mascara goes on. Let's go ahead and jump in. Typology started out as just a skincare company, and I was totally unaware of them because they're French and they just weren't on my radar, but they are a clean company in the sense that they don't have any silicones in their products, but they also don't put like a ton of actives in like their makeup, which I really appreciate, so it's super gentle. And when one of y'all tagged me in the emergence of this when it first came out, I was like, yes, okay, I'll bite, because it was only like $24 at the time. It's gone up to like $35, but nonetheless, this is one of my favorite skin tints that exists on the market, and like I said, it's silicone free. It's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. So I have this is the serum tint, and I have it in shade 1. Doesn't come in very many shades, but they will do the first shade at full price and the second shade at half price if you need to buy 2 and mix them. I already have sunscreen on, and like I would typically really go for a good amount of like emollients on my skin with the Kosas, like the Plump and Juicy, the new stuff or something, but it's not really necessary with this because it's got such a good balance of moisture and also like a nice dry down to it. And that way not everything's gonna slip around, because I am gonna be working with all creams today. I don't want to get ahead of myself on making my skin really slippy. And that's something that took me a while to figure out, because I think that the look of no makeup tends to be like even dewier than regular, you know, skin would be. It's kind of the point of putting something on in the first place, but that can be achieved with like a few products. It doesn't have to be every single step in your routine, or else it's gonna feel really tacky and like you'll attract all the cat hair in your house. I've been there. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you wanna know what 35 is like? You cuddle with your dog in the morning and you have a crick in your neck for 2 days. And counting. I just cuddled with my dog yesterday morning and had my arm around him, and like I have shoulder pain so bad that like it hurts when I turn my head. I've been stretching it out, doing yoga, putting things on it, to no avail, so that's fantastic. I'm actually going to go with the Lip Maximizer Serum from Dior on my lips. I'm gonna try and get some plumpy going on here. That's gonna get down to business while I'm doing the rest of my makeup. It's white. It's white. It's a little weird. Tastes kind of sweet. It's funky stuff, but it's effective. You start to feel it tingle. To be honest, I could have used so many different things in my collection to achieve something like this. This is not specific to these brands. It's just about the fact that like this is new to my collection. Honestly, Tati's new video kind of put me on alert about my entire stash. She was like, I got this horrible sty in my eyelash or in her tear duct or whatever, and it like put her out of commission for weeks because she was using expired makeup, and so she did this huge purge, and I was like, I mean, mostly I end up using new stuff just because I am reviewing so often, but I do reach back into the past of my stash quite a bit because of the stuff that I really like, and I need to be a little bit more wary of that kind of thing. I did actually give myself like a minor case of pink eye last week because I was using a way too old tube of mascara. And then I slept in it, not in like overnight, but I took a nap in it. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing here is actually a surprise to me and you, and this is the concealer from Typology, and it's a surprise to me because I ordered this when it first came out and the shade was too deep for me. I want to say that they have expanded the shade range because this matches me. Nonetheless, this is the shade 1 Fair, and it matches me perfectly. It's much, much more intensely pigmented, thicker, creamier than the skin tint. So there's the skin tint, it's a little dewy, but it does dry down, and then this is much creamier. So that. So, you know, I could go in with the Sneaky Balm if I wanted to. By the way, I got my mom hooked on the Sneaky Balm when she was here. And also she had seen some video on TikTok where a woman, quote unquote, made her double chin disappear, where she just, you know, smeared contour all over her like lower neck area. And, you know, cool tones make things recede from the eye. And so it was, you know, just a visual trick. And my mom was like, no, I'm serious. How do I do that? And so I gave her one of my many brand new pans of my favorite cream contour from Salt, New York, and I showed her how to do it, which is pretty straightforward and simple. And I gave her my mini palette to put it in and a pan of the Sneaky Balm in my shade. We have the same shade, and she was just so excited. And also Kiki was excited to find that out because my mom's a Virgo and Kiki's a Virgo, and Kiki's like, yay, more Virgos! More Virgos using Salt, New York. Oh man, it's so pretty and hydrating. You see why I didn't have to use like a lot of skin prep is because Typology is primarily a skincare company, like I said, and so their stuff is really gentle and really beneficial like in its appearance, and it just feels really nourishing on the skin, especially if you have dry skin. But like I said, there's nothing about it that's making, you know, okay, so I'm probably going to make like a very salacious kind of YouTube shorts about this or something, because I've been getting comments from y'all talking about the Haus Labs foundation, and there have been at least 2 people, one that DM'd me and one that left a comment that said that it really irritated your skin. And I actually saw this really frustrating. It was actually an ad on their Instagram. And I mean, I'm not trying to like make trouble here, but like there's this account that everybody probably has seen once or twice because they're very like big on TikTok, and it's these doctors, right? These dermatologists who, I swear, I mean, yes, they're accredited and they are probably credible in that sense, but they will shill just about anything. Normally, like, I don't really care, but it's the fact that they're not even trying it. They're just recommending things based on their claims. And for the Haus Labs Foundation, they were recommending it because it has 20 plus skincare ingredients in it. Like, more is not more. Putting a ton of skincare ingredients in something, especially if they're like at efficacy levels, which they didn't claim that, but like Westman Atelier claims that and stuff. That's just 20 plus more ways that it could really sensitize somebody's skin. That's kind of the reason that we don't all wear the same skincare, because we all have different skincare needs, and like sometimes makeup just needs to be makeup. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of like, it's a catch-22. They're sort of shooting themselves in the foot, right? Because they want to be this, you know, use all these proprietary like ceramides and solutions and everything and say that they're different, but it's like, okay, well then make it like a really, really well-performing product. It doesn't need to also be like this kind of like potentially really irritating combination of skincare, because I mean, you can be sensitized to anything. It's not like, oh, we're going to put only things that people are not allergic to in there. That's not possible. And so I saw that dermatologist like TikTok account being like, oh my gosh, there's so many skincare ingredients in this. It has to be good, you know? Like, how do you know? Like, skincare, it could be anything. It could be anything. You could call essential oil skincare ingredients. You could call sunscreen a skincare ingredient. You could call anything a skincare ingredient pretty much, you know? And so, I don't know. I just feel like that's some really like vague, shady advertising. And it's kind of predatory on people who aren't maybe in this community and don't sit down and have a really hard think about whether or not marketing is trying to lie to them, you know? So that's my little rant. That's my little rant. And this is the Complexion today. I adore this. I've been wearing this off camera quite a lot because of just the really nice medium dewiness and medium low coverage nature of both of those products together. Plus it's a great skin tone match for me. Typology has been so careful too about their releases. I feel like they're a lot like Tower 28 in the sense of putting out new cosmetic products. Like, they just aren't in a hurry. They don't seem to feel pressured to have some kind of big push of a full face of makeup. They put things out as they're ready, and their formulas are pretty exquisite. I'm super impressed with the wear time on this skin tint because, like, by all accounts it should kind of perform like you made it in your kitchen. I don't know how they do it, but it's great. Okay, my nose is just gonna be red for now. I'll patch it up at the end because my nose itches. Oh Oh my gosh, I hadn't opened this one yet. I opened Horny. So the two new shades from Salt New York are Horny and Sunburnt. Kiki did tell me that Horny was her quote unquote like best attempt at Fjord's cheeks, and she wants to prove to me that I can wear red. This is that candy apple red that I have a lot of trouble wearing, and to her credit, it does make my cheeks look like I just took a lap outside in the cold, but like in a little too realistic of a way, in a way that if I needed to look that way because I was playing a role on TV, you would believe it. But it's not a pretty color on me. It's not finessing the details, so I'll put a little bit of it on, but I'm gonna start with this one because I'm actually really excited about this shade. So this, she says, is Sunburnt. Oh, wow, that's pretty. It's just this, it looks rosy in the pan, but when it goes on me, it has a little more peach to it than that. Do you see that? Actually, neither of those is particularly easy for me to wear, so maybe together they'll kind of balance each other out. I hadn't tried this yet, but I do have the Typology cheek tints here in case these don't work out. So if you really wanted to be that girly, you would put this on with your fingers, but I have nothing to prove to anyone, okay? I'm pulling out a brush. I did watch this video on Instagram today. It was like POV or throwback or whatever, like you're getting ready for your first day of high school and it's like 1996 or something. And you know, Clueless, my favorite movie. This is gorgeous, by the way. This is gorgeous. I love this color. Clueless came out in 95 and it was like probably one of the most formative things that ever happened to me, for better and worse, because it has some pretty ironic, but at the time extremely coercive heteronormative coding in it, and also like expectations of women versus men and, you know, things like that, just like gender coding. So yeah, I mean, that kind of stuck with me in a lot of not so awesome ways, but it's still like my favorite movie and I can understand the nuance of it now. Either way, they were applying makeup in the video and she was using a brush to apply her eye makeup, and someone commented, no, we were using those little sponge tip things that they provide with the palette. I was like, yeah, I knew that looked a little too easy. Something about that looked a little too elegant because I hadn't heard of a makeup brush until like I went to the MAC counter in college or something. Ooh, that's so pretty, Kiki. Oh, what a great color. Yeah, it's peachy, which actually looks really nice with like the blue that I'm wearing. It's just a good contrast with that. Okay, I do kind of have to show this to y'all, but I'm gonna put it on my forehead and then maybe wipe it back off. I just want y'all to see like what this does with my coloring, because the problem, it's not a problem across the board like for anyone using the shade. The problem with this shade for me is that it is already the color that my skin wants to turn. It's what it wants to turn everything to. And so it doesn't have, my skin doesn't have any tones in it that cancel anything in this out, and it's so pure and it's so translucent. It doesn't have any real opacity to it so that it can work on multiple skin tones. And so it just comes out really extreme and unmitigated on me, and then my skin also turns it even pinker than it already is. So I'll show you. I just want to put a, oh boy, okay. I don't want to be that person who's like, see, it looks so bad on me by putting on like 800 pounds of it, but just to spread it out. Do you see how it like, I mean, yes, it can work if I like drape it with other things, but do you see how like this is a nice sort of pleasant thing that looks like it might already exist in my skin, but if I cover that up, this just looks kind of odd. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to tell. Maybe I would need to apply more for you to be able to see, but my skin is it's fighting it really, really hard. Or maybe it's not fighting it at all. It's conceding defeat, essentially. So I am just gonna kind of wipe that off. That's just not my shade. And I've experienced that with lipsticks and blushes from other collections and things like that. So I'm going to put a little bit more of the Typology on here and just meow, 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 meow. You know what it is? It's a one-way ticket to pink face. So if you are, and I have had questions about this, they wanted me to do like an entire video on like how to avoid pink face. That's a really good way to avoid pink face. Don't put things on your skin that your skin tone doesn't have any way of mitigating if you're prone to things going pink. I mean, I think that people only get pink face if they're like me and their skin turns everything pink kind of thing, you know? So just don't wear candy apple red. I think is the main thing. And if you start experiencing candy apple red, I think there's still a little bit left on the brush, but it's fine. You can always kind of fight back against it with something that's quite yellow or purple. I was talking to my friend Lauren, Boldly Lauren, on Instagram, and she was actually telling me that, like, I don't know, when I heard Hannah say it about the, I'm back on the House Labs thing. When I heard Hannah say that, like, the undertones were opposite on the House Labs foundations, or that, like, she thought that they were, I was like, that can't be the case. Like, I get what you're saying, but, like, why would anyone do that? Because that's super confusing. And Lauren was like, MAC is like that too. Which explains a lot because I'm an NC15 in MAC, and I was like, I never thought of myself as a neutral cool. That's really strange. But the thing is, I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen, but it's like olive and golden are cool, and it's basically the opposite. But it doesn't matter because I bought neutral, so like the math still isn't mathing. But I realize I should have to start talking about things in terms, like when I'm talking about undertones, like talk about specific colored undertones instead of warm versus cool, because I didn't realize that there was controversy as to what warm is and what cool is. I did not know this. Okay, so there's our complexion situation. Typically, if I were doing Fjord's cheeks, I would actually bring it down like this. Just a little, because that's sort of what I would look like if my cheeks were naturally a little bit ruddy. So there's that. You can do it either way. You can do whatever you want, okay? But something that I have found is really helpful when I'm doing no makeup, especially because I'm always tempted to put something on my eyes. And if I put like eyeshadow, I tend to get carried away. It's this. This is the matte fluid eye paint from About Face Beauty in Capulets, and it's this amazing, super easy to work with liquid eyeshadow that's matte, and it's in just a nice beige. I feel like it kind of looks like my skin tone, but obviously more opaque and a little bit darker, but it's a nice neutral tone. It doesn't have too much peach in it or orange. It just looks like I took like a really good bronzer match for me and was able to achieve something really opaque on my lids, because I'm mainly just self-conscious about the fact that my eyelids are completely see-through. Like, I can see my veins through them, and I feel like it's visually distracting when I've put so much work in elsewhere on my face, but I don't want to like go in with a full look, especially just for time's sake. I think that the whole idea of something like this is that it's supposed to be quick and easy. And this does dry down all the way, but it does give you some time. And because I don't want to really go in heavily on my eyes here, the thing I found that really, I did this in my first review of Make Beauty, I played up my brows a lot. And I feel like that gives a focal point to my face and it really frames everything. Even more so when I'm not wearing a whole lot of eye makeup, you know? So I'm going to go pretty like bold on the Power Brow today. In fact, I have the Make Beauty Blade line here, and that's what I'm gonna use again because it's quite dark. Hurricane Ian finally left us. It's sunny and blue skies today. Totally, totally gorgeous. I'm very grateful for that because my husband actually is in surgery today. This is his 4th time having an ear surgery. You know, send good vibes, poor thing. But I have to take care of the whole house and everything today, and that means the dog as well. And the dog being inside while it was raining was really chaotic. He like pooped in the house like every single day. He's still a puppy and he does not like his butt to be cold, and we're just like trying so hard to get him to stop pooping inside, but the rain was making it really bad, and today he's like delighted to be out there, so a little less for me to worry about today. I'll take him for a walk in a little bit. Yeah, so this is in the shade Cool Brown, and I actually like it a lot. I love the way that it looks without other things on, you know? Make Beauty has really, really impressed me. And what's so funny is that, you know, especially as I'm watching Hannah's channel, but also as I'm seeing new releases coming out, the new Huda palette as well as the Natasha Denona palette that I did end up buying, I was like, kind of joking around that I was going to be trading in my normal fall tones for purple instead because I realized how good it looks, but also it's kind of like a dark mode mood on me. And I was like, you know, this is your sign to wear purple for fall, purple makeup for fall. I didn't realize I was being like a forecaster, you know, because it's kind of the vibe for fall from a lot of brands right now, is instead of doing these kind of sunset, you know, harvest tones, they're really like going for the purples. Makes me really happy because those are colors that look really good on me. So what goes around comes around, and sometimes it's in your favor. I'm gonna use the Authored Brow Gel. I dug this up the other day. This is probably expired, but it's just going on my brows. At least it's not gonna give me an eye infection. I don't know. I don't know. I just like that it's kind of stiff. It has a really, really great amount of hold. It's a lot like the Boy Brow, except it has more color to it and more hold. And a lot more in the dang package. There we go, Power Brow. All right, so in order to show this mascara to y'all in all its glory, I'm not going to do any eyeliner today. And I typically wouldn't with a look like this because it's about the eyes not being the star of the show, but I do find myself trying to find something in my collection that's gonna give me the appearance of low-key lashes, but something better than this. And that's not going to wear off on a dewy face of makeup. That's something that I've talked about in the past when brands like Kosas, for example, they put out a mascara that breaks down, West Atelier did the same thing, a mascara that breaks down with oil, and most of their products are oil-based and creamy, and you put them around your eyes. Of course the mascara is going to smudge. You are essentially applying eye makeup remover all the way around your eyes and then applying mascara and expecting it to stay there. The math doesn't math. So I love that this is actually a tubing mascara. So they're calling this the Serum Mascara with PEA peptides in it. And it took me, gosh, I think like 3 or 4 times wearing it before I realized that it's a tubing mascara, because it does have a really long, you know, wear time to it, but it's not heavy at all. And so when you wash it off, it's not gonna come off in tubes. I guess I should call it like a film forming mascara, kind of like the Glossier mascara. What did they call that thing? Lash Slick. It's a little bit like that, but I mean, it's even lower key than that. Like, it makes M Cosmetics look extreme. This is the eyelash curler that was sent to me from LH Cosmetics, and I'm obsessed with it. The grip on it is like, you better mean it. You better mean it, girl. So the brush looks like that. It's kind of a wavy brush, and it's the nylon bristles, and it's just kind of barely there. See? This is a case of you could let it entirely dry and layer it, because it's not gonna clump. It's just not going to. It does appear to have fibers in it though, so it's doing something. It's gonna build length, it's going to separate your lashes, but it is absolutely not going to clump up. What this makeup look needs is a little bit more blush on my nose. Ow! I forgot about that bruise. It's not too bad, but it definitely hurts when I touch it. I also need some clear brow gel. I'm gonna use the one from Beauty Pie here. By the way, y'all, I got the new Beauty Pie on lipsticks that they did with Jenna, what's her face? From J. Crew. I love her so much. Why can't I remember her last name? Either way, they're awesome. It's like a combination between the Glossier Generation G, which can be a little bit stiff, and the, sadly, bygone Bite Beauty matte lipsticks that are creamy and gorgeous, but they're higher pigment than that. It's like someone just blended the two of those together and found the happy medium, and the colors are really pretty. If you liked either one of those formulas, you'll probably like the on lipstick. It's awesome. I will be sharing those soon when I get caught up. Ooh, yes! She is giving model off duty brows. Look at that. Oh boy. I mean, you know what? Maybe this is the instance to finally make this work. This is the Merit Quince Bronze Balm. IDK, y'all. This thing didn't do much when I used it before, but it might just be that, like, it's really intended for this kind of makeup. Yeah, that's not bad. Like, I could have pulled out the Salt New York one too, but I want to show some variety today. I also got some stuff from, like I said, LH Cosmetics in the mail, and I haven't gotten a chance to share this like highlighter fluid that they sent. So this is the Shaping Light Multi-Use Highlighter in Cool Glow, and they interpret cool as like pearly icy. So I have 3 of them. I've used the bronze one. It's awesome. This one is really, really chill, so to speak, you know, icy. I'm gonna use just a touch of that. See, it's pearly. Not for the faint of heart, but so pretty. Between LH Cosmetics and Make Beauty, like, I'm not sure which one is my favorite that I've discovered this year. I need to look back and see everything that I've tried this year, but like those really stick out in my mind. And for lips, they sent me all of the Typology like lip serums. They're so pretty. Here they all are. Well, actually there's a clear one too, but I'll just swatch these because the clear one's clear. We have Coral Orange, Powder Pink, Ruby Red, and Plum Purple. You can probably tell by looking at that which one is my favorite. It'd be the Plum Purple. I'm gonna go Plum Purple, and I'm also going to put some of the Plum Purple cheek on because I have that too. So there's the Plum Purple lip oil. It's a little bit sweet. Kind of smells like a grape popsicle. And then I also have their tinted balm. I bought this, I want to say, but yeah, this is also in Plum Purple. Look at it. God. Oh, she's such an effortless girly. This is very like, oh, this old thing vibes. But the actual cheek is like very balmy. I feel like, you know, it came out maybe before their lip balms, and so it is like designed to be used as both kind of thing. So the only thing that I would probably add to this is just a little bit of powder, and like the best no makeup powders are like the Kosas and the Make Beauty one. And this is translucent fair, lucky me. So yeah, I am going to touch a little bit of the Make Beauty where I'm shiny. You know, just the places that are a little distracting. I'm not gonna use this. Actually, I feel like this breaks my makeup up. It's a great way to start my makeup. The Kosa is plump and juicy. It's a really great skincare, but they don't actually claim that it's supposed to be a finishing spray. I'm gonna use the Tula to finish. Tula is such great stuff. You know what? I'm not sure I'm feeling that lip. I'm glad that I put it on my cheeks, but like, what if we did like coral? What would happen there? Whoa. Not bad. Kind of pulls out the red in my skin a little bit, but I'm not mad about it. I want to make sure that everything is really blurred. And yeah, I like that lip better. This stuff is just delightful. So this is the Tula Signature Glow Refreshing and Brightening Face Mist, and it does have a little bit of like iridescence to it, and so that's why you have to shake it up. It's so gorgeous, especially if I have that little bit of powder on my skin. There's a close-up of the mascara. I wonder what would happen now that it's completely dry if I tried to build it. I bet not much, but let's give it a whirl. That coral lip, man! That made all the difference. Wow, I like that. Yep, it'll just kind of build the fibers a little bit, but like, still looks like believable eyelashes. Isn't that neat? Not stiff. Curl is still there. Very, very cool. All right, so we're actually just gonna go online and look at the claims on this mascara and the claims on the new shades from Salt New York, like what she describes them as. And then I'll give you all my final thoughts. Look at that. By the way, I did my hair, and I even, you know, you saw I tied it up in the little thingy and it just didn't hold today. So I don't know, we're not as blessed today. Okay, so if you are curious about the Typology mascara, she is $25.60 USD. Enriched with pea peptides, castor oil, and plant keratin, this serum-infused mascara gives lashes a natural look and lengthens, nourishes, and strengthens them for the long term. It's only in black currently, formulated with no silicone and no mineral oils. I would consider Typology to be a like medium price, you know, prestige kind of clean brand, but the stuff that they do is so considered, and so like it seems so small batch that you would expect them to be charging like Kindred Black prices, and they're not. By the way, Kindred Black, I still feel like we're being trolled. My friend Emmy, she was like, yeah, I mean, there's a part of me that's like, yes, I want all of my little esters to come in these little glass thingies with like a glass applicator, but also I have cats. Like, Okay, and then we have Salt New York, which I do have a 10% off coupon for down below. I'm pretty sure that it's just khaki 10, and you can use that on site or use the link or both, whatever. Meet our newest shades, Sunburned and Horny. I remember her going on her Instagram and being like, is it okay for me to call something horny? And everybody was like, yes, do it, because that's her personality. Hydrating but not shiny, the perfect flush of color for people allergic to looking like they tried. It's the essence of no makeup girly. So each formula is buttery soft, easy to blend, offers sheer buildable color with soft skin-like finish. They're chock full of nourishing, hydrating, credit score raising ingredients like pomegranate, jojoba, and grapeseed oils. See, no actives, just nice oils, you know? Not that people aren't allergic to oils, but you know what I mean. And contain absolutely zero nonsense ingredients like talc, fragrance, or mineral oil. They're $16 a piece. Again, 10% off with my code. She doesn't seem to have like color descriptions for them, but I would describe Horny as, like I said, like a candy apple red that has like quite pink undertones to it. And I would describe Sunburnt as a rose pink that kind of has like a peachy terracotta thing to it too. Surprisingly so, because in the pan it does look, I mean, it has my makeup on top of it, or it's like been mattified by me sticking my brush in there, but like extraordinarily neutral peach, basically. I am psyched to finally be sharing all these things with y'all, and my final thoughts are the mascara is the answer probably for quite a lot of people who are truly no makeup people, but still want a little definition. It's like the equivalent of a clear lip gloss for your eyelashes. That's how it feels. And it does have fibers in it. It does have ingredients that are supposed to, like, you know, castor oil and things like that are beneficial to your eyelashes. And it does have like great wear time because it's a tubing mascara and it's so lightweight that it dries really fast. So that's really nice about it. I like it a lot, and I've been wearing it quite a bit kind of off camera, and I think that it's a fantastic thing that needed to exist because there are so many tubing mascaras on the market that are quite heavy. My favorite being the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. I don't need help curling my lashes. I don't have straight lashes, and so I am one of those people who is just always like, what's the big deal? I love big, voluminous, heavy lashes. Of course I do. And you know, the tubing formula, the tubing nature of the formula, that technology is so awesome because it doesn't smudge. But I do understand that everybody has different needs and wants for their eyelashes, and so I think it's cool that someone has taken something so low-key in appearance and made it a tubing formula. So yeah, this is awesome. And honestly, Typology's cosmetics, like, I can give them like a total rubber stamp. Like, they're just great. They're great, okay? I like them so much, and I'm always impressed by just the look of them. Like, they're so pretty. And as far as the tints from Salt New York, I mean, y'all know I love the formula. I've always loved this formula. You know, obviously Sunburnt is my jam. Like, it really just agrees with my skin. And this is the absolute definition of something that is probably the hardest thing for me to wear. Unless something were just like really, really muddy, you know, like it's just too desaturated and deep. But as far as like actual undertone of a shade, this is the encapsulation of what my skin tone does not like to wear, because it is so extreme and it really does look like, it looks like I just ran a 5K. It's not like that gentle, pleasant, oh, this whole thing, like, oh, I've just been out building a snowman. It's like, no. We're not at a winter market. We are at the Boston Marathon. That's what I look like. That's hopefully good information for people who are my skin twins and maybe don't have, like, I don't know, these kinds of colors in their collection thus far. I never really understood why they didn't work for them. That's probably why. If you're complected like me, it's probably why. It's just because they kind of are two ships passing in the night as far as like colors that they have to counteract one another. And so it just kind of is its craziest, brightest, most neon version of itself with nothing there to mitigate it. And it's just not my shade. I can't wear it on my lips, can't wear it on my cheeks. It just disagrees with my coloring. So that's the vibe today, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you did. Gentle reminder, as always, if you ever want to support your favorite creators, the best way to do that is to share their content. If you really, really loved a video, there is, or even a moment in a video, there is a clip function down there that I do that all the time, where I'm just like, this was a golden moment in this video, and you can actually very easily create a clip and share it. It'll just create a unique link for you and you can share it so that people can find what you thought was awesome and bring new eyes to the platform. I always appreciate it when y'all do that. So thank you so much, and thank you for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love y'all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.